You know, the biggest barrier for a creative practice comes down to this one question. What should I make? I have your answer. Make anything. Today, I'm making a self-portrait. When I was 5, I had a dress-up day at school and I came dressed up as my favourite animal. I came as a pig. So every painting has a process, and I'm recording these videos because I want to share my process. So you'll notice I'm starting with a red background here and I've sketched out my image. And I've started with the red background because the colours just pop a little bit more as I put these white marks on my paper plate face here. It just stands out a little bit, and I like that. That's what I want in a portrait. I have to say, this is the first portrait I've done where there's no face. So that's a little bit different, but it's a good experiment. These arms over here, they are covered in stockings. So I was trying to figure out how am I going to make them look like realistic hands, but also have that feeling of them being covered in stockings, because they sort of turn them into this big bulbous shape. I'm not sure if I've managed to achieve that, but here we are. I'm working with this magenta on my crimson red background for the garment. I think I like this because I can let a little bit of that background color come through, and so it just adds a little bit more variety to my red tones here. It's looking pretty vibrant, I think. So I come back to the theme of this video because it's my conviction that you can paint anything. And I think that's why, for me, I'm trying to paint something a little bit out of my ordinary zone. My zone is portraiture. I love portraiture. But there is something about these clown shoes and this funny looking childish costume that it really forces me to kind of think and get a little bit creative. So I think that's what this is about. It's also been about starting a morning routine. You see, I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every morning and I paint. I'm doing this because I think there is something about a creative practice where you need to be consistent. So for me, there's no excuses. I can't just say, well, I don't know what to paint or I don't know when to paint. I'm going to find time, I'm just going to do it. It's probably also why I'm a little bit groggy in this clip that's about to come. It's a little freaky, but I really like it. Now the red background's interesting, but it just needs a bit of liveliness and energy. The original photo has a hilarious background, but to be honest, I just find it a little bit too creepy. So my question right now is, where do I wish I was in the picture? I want it to be a pig. See this? This is my palette, and I kind of wish this palette was just tucked in the background over there. Those colors work so well together. So for the background, I'm thinking chaotic jungle vibes. It's at this point where I was having a lot of fun. I mean, part of the problem is I had to get into a shower and get ready for work in about 15 or 20 minutes from here. So I just had to let loose. But gosh, I was enjoying this. And I think I was just trying to use the same rhythm, the same movement, the same kind of messiness of a child's painting. So often when you try to control your brushwork, it can just make it look a little bit anxious, like unpleasant to look at. But when you just let loose, when you let that arm flop on that canvas, there's something almost a bit free. have to admit, I wasn't too sure if these colours are working, whether this kind of bright green I'm about to put in is contrasting too harshly with the red suit. It's almost a little bit less jungly and a little bit maybe Halloweeny, which is not really my kind of jam, but that's alright. I had a lot of fun doing this. Hey, if you're watching these videos, can you let me know who you are? Like, is there anything you're enjoying about this? Why are you watching this? I actually would love to get to know you, so leave me a comment. I think we're done here. But is the painting ever truly done? That is a question I cannot answer.